again. Hopefully, everyone had a really good week. Hopefully, everyone enjoyed their week. Obviously, with Mardi Gras in Louisiana, uh, it was a pretty good week for the state. Hopefully, we got the fun out. We enjoyed ourselves. Everyone's safe. Um, just checking in again, making sure everything's moving in the direction that we wanted to move in. My life is good. I'm happy with where I'm at. Hopefully, you all are the same. Hopefully, everything's going according to plan. And if not, you can find a way to get it back on track. Um, just wondering how y'all year going. It's March now. We're 3 months in, about quarter a quarter of the year, and so just wanted to reflect on January, February as we move into the beginning of March. It's going well. Everything is like I've had some bumps in the road. Obviously, I've had some ups and downs, some difficult situations, but I've kind of managed it well, better than I've had in the last few years. And so I think a lot of it is this podcast. I think a lot of it is just different ways of thinking, ways of attacking things that has kind of helped me more than usual, more than normal. I'm not worrying about or I'm not really concerning myself with things I can't control. And I think that's a step in the right direction. I think that's the first step, really, is not focusing on things that are outside of your control. Because I think a lot of our stress, a lot of the anxiety that we deal with is because of the lack of control of situations. And that's going to happen. That's a part of life. Like, you're going to deal with things. You're going to, deal with red lights. You're going to deal with your alarm not going off. You're going to deal with meetings unscheduled. You're going to get fired. You're going to get sick. You're going to lose family members. Like, all these things are, uncontrollable. You have no way of controlling them. You have no way of knowing. And I think part of human nature is to want to have control over your situation, especially your life, your job, your family. And when unfortunate circumstances arise, it kind of throws us for a loop and we don't know what to do. And I think it brings so much anxiety and so much stress and panic to our life that we kind of spiral out of control. And it's just hard to regroup and refocus and get back on track. Sometimes some people never do. But I'm blessed to the fact that I've now at the age of 36, I've dealt with what I've dealt with. I've lived through what I've lived through. Like I said, last year was probably the toughest year of my life. I admit that. A lot of it was because of my own doing. Not really, like, life is going to life. That's the truth. Life is going to life. You're going to have situations, but it's really how you respond to it that determines your life, determines your path moving forward. Like, it happened, you endured it, move on. And it's easy to say that, right? But like I said, the things I've been through, especially over the last 3 to 4 years, has taught me a lesson. It's taught me that I can come back from anything, that I can, if I set my mind to it, I set my heart to it, if I set my feet to it, I can achieve it no matter what it is. And that's the important thought process. Like, it's not about what you go through. It's not about the toughness. It's not about the anger. It's more about the response. Like, you're going to go through something. You're going to deal with something in life. That's inevitable. It's going to, like, life is going to life, no matter how we put it, no matter how you describe it, no matter how you talk about it. Uh, it's going to happen. And when it happens, how do you respond to it? Because that's going to determine your life. If you don't respond well to it, if you don't respond to it at all, if you run and hide, if you let it compound and build up, it's only going to get worse. It's not going to improve. And we owe it to ourselves to improve. We owe it to ourselves to fight. We owe it to ourselves to keep going. And so that's what kind of something that popped in my head. And it's not really a selfish thing, right? Um, I always think to myself, nobody's coming to help you. Like, and it's not saying that there are not people in the world that don't want to help you, right? But I just look at it like it's me and God. That's it. Like the reason I say no one's coming to help you is not because the world is selfish. The reason I say no one's coming to help you is because everybody else has problems. Everybody else has bills. Everybody else has a car note. Everybody else has a sick family member. Everybody else has to go to work. Like, their focus is not you. They don't wake up in the morning and say, "Hey, how can I help this person over myself?" That's not the case. There are people in the world, right, that help people more than they help themselves. Yes, those people exist, but you can't. What is it? 100 people like that, 1,000 people like that in the whole world. Like, the odds of you running into them, of them being in your life all the time, is very slim. It's possible, but you can't count on that. And that's why I say that. That's a slogan to myself. Nobody's coming to help you out of this. You put yourself in this, get yourself out of it. But I always say, right, I I put myself in this. I'm getting myself out through God and the blessings He's given me, the gifts He's given me, the strength He's given me. So I'm not alone, but from the natural side, yes, like, no one's coming. This is me versus me. It's you versus you. That's all that matters. You have to find a way to get yourself out the rut. You have to find a way to dig yourself out the hole. Because if you really look at it, 9 times out of 10, you probably put yourself there. A lot of people don't want to talk about that. A lot of people don't want to talk about their decisions that led to their circumstances. Everybody wants to say it's their job, it's their boss, it's their significant other, it's the dog, it's the car. Like, the reason your car is in the shop, right? Did you take care of the normal day-to-day maintenance? Did your tires flat? Did you put air in it? Did you watch how you drive? Did you watch where you drive? No, it's just a blowout. The car overheated. Like, it's things that lead to these circumstances that we can probably avoid, but we don't talk about that. We just want to talk about the outcomes. We want to talk about the results. We want to talk about how did we, no one wants to talk about how we got this far and where my decision making is in this situation. It's just so easy to complain. It's so easy to point blame, point fingers, place blame, or, kind of take it off yourself. The truth is, no matter what the situation, no matter how tough it looks, no one's coming to help you. No one's gonna stop dealing with what they're dealing with to come help you. And even if they are, you can't count on that. Not every time. You have to learn problem solving skills. We have to. I've learned it, and I'm still learning. Like, none of us are finished products. So yes, I might have gotten over what I dealt with today. That don't mean I'm not gonna be dealing with something else. I say it every week. You either going through a storm or heading to one. But a storm's coming. Like, that's life. Life is going to life. You could be at the top of the mountain and the wind blow you down. what's your response to that? Are you just gonna lay there? Are you gonna feel sorry for yourself? Are you gonna weep? Or are you gonna climb back up? Because if you've been to the top of the mountain, that means you can get back. The world isn't over. This is not the end unless you choose it. That's like you can choose that. You can choose to give up. You can choose to walk away. You can say you're not good enough. But if you've done it before, you can do it again. That's like life is tough. Whatever you're going through right now, it is tough. It is like sickness, health, losing your job, losing a family member. Like life is tough. I'm not gonna sit here and say it's not. But what I can say is you've made it through one storm. You can make it through another one. But don't expect anyone to help you. Don't expect anyone to drop what they're doing to help you in your situation. Like that's not like if it happens, good. I'm cool. I appreciate it. But I'm not expecting it. I have to dig myself out of this that I'm in. Because once I do that right, I show myself that it's possible, that I'm capable of this, that no weapon formed against me shall. Like that's like these things play through my head, right? As especially like 10 years ago, this didn't play through my head. 10 years ago, I thought I was invincible. 10 years ago, I thought I could do everything myself. 10 years ago, I thought nothing could faze me. And then life started to happen. I mean, at 20, 21, 22, 23, you think you're the strongest person in the world, the greatest person in the world, and you got everything figured out. Fast forward 10 years, 12 years, you realize you had nothing figured out. And then you really realize that no one has anything figured out. Everyone is living life the same way you are living life, one day at a time. No one you've met or talked to or communicated with is living their second life. So today, March 9th, everyone's living through March 9th the same. So if someone told you, oh, I have the blueprint or I know how to get this done, they're lying to you because no one has lived through March 9th, 2025 yet. We're all doing it at the same time. So none of us have this figured out. None of us have this master plan. We're all winging it as we go. That's what life is. Life is just day by day learning how to get through the process. That's it. Some things work, some things don't. But like no one, like anybody telling you, oh, I know how to do this, you have not lived this day before. So how do you know that? How do you know it's gonna work? They're just really all trying really hard to live life one day at a time. And sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. And they get rich and they write a book and then they tell everybody, hey, this is how I did it. You should do it this way. Guess what? That's not going to work that way because you're not going to live their life the exact same way they live theirs. So your outcomes are going to be totally different. Your results are going to be totally different. You're a different person. Now, could it help you in steps towards success? Yes. But your life and their life are different. No two people have the same life. You have different DNA. You have different gifts. You have different situations. You have different responses. So don't rely on that. You can read as many books as you want on success, on motivation. Like you are 101 and you got to figure this out. Like life is stressful. The ups and downs, the ebbs and flows, the peaks and valleys, they're all a part of it. They're all a part of your book. They're all a part of what you're building from the ground up. Your masterpiece, what you're painting, what you're creating is your life. It's your story. And you just got to figure out how you're going to do it. But moping and crying and weeping, like it's a season, it's a time for all that. I get it. It's going to happen. You're going to have losses. But you got to get back up. Because your story is going to help someone else who's dealing with something similar. But again, when you're in your 20s, like when I was in my 20s, I had it all figured out. 10 years later, I'm doing something totally different in life. Uh, I would say I'm probably marginally successful in what I do. I'm blessed. Like I would not be here if it wasn't for God and favor. Like that's the truth. I can work as hard as I want. It doesn't mean I'm gonna gain anything. That's life. You can do everything correctly, and it doesn't mean you're gonna fulfill your dreams. You gotta have. Some people say luck. I say favor. You have a little extra. You work a little harder. You gotta have a gift. Like it doesn't matter how many times I go shoot in the gym. I'm not Steph Curry. He has a gift that I don't have, and that's okay. Because I have gifts he probably doesn't have. We're all uniquely created to solve an issue on this earth. And we have to figure out what is the issue. We have to figure out what's our gift. And that'll lead to it. But like stressing yourself out because you don't have any control or wondering if someone's going to help you or save you, they're not going to save you. They're not coming here to save you. Superman is not like, that's not real. It's great to have all these characters. It's great, but looking forward to that happening to you, that's why that's in the comic books. That's why the TV shows and the movies, that's why they end. Because it's fictional. You're your own Superman. And God has the ability, obviously, to help you. But the truth is, right, He's equipped all of us with the ability to help ourselves. That's like we all have enough. You have everything you need to succeed inside you. You control your own destiny through your decisions and your actions and your responses. Life is going to life. It's going to happen. You're going to deal with ups and downs. It's not always going to be sunshine and rainbows. That's cool. The quicker and the sooner you realize that, the better your life is going to be. Every day is not going to be sunshine and rainbows. But every day I wake up, I'm above ground, I'm in good health. That's a reason for me to keep moving. Because someone last night had plans for today, went to sleep and didn't wake up. So I thank God for me waking up. Because that means today, I can make today the best day of my life today. I can make March 9th the best March 9th, 2025 ever in my life. Because I don't get this day back. And I'm not relying on someone else to come save me from my decisions and my actions. I did this. I'm not putting that on anyone else. I'm not wondering if someone is going to fly in and save me. I did it to myself. And I'm going to fix it because I have enough inside me to fix it. Anything I get myself into, I could get myself out. And I'm not saying don't ask for help. Yeah, if you need help, ask for help. But learn to build calluses. It's the same thing when you lift weights, right? The more weight, the tougher you have to be, the stronger your hands have to be. And when you strain, you it's like you do damage to your hands. And while it hurts, it builds a toughness inside you that's required to lift a heavier weight. And it's the same thing in life. Like the tough things that you go through strengthens you for the future. But if you quit every time, you're not learning anything. I don't believe in wins and losses. Everything's a lesson. Everything is a lesson. While I might not achieve the goal, I learned what not to do. And if I continue to learn what not to do, eventually I'll finish. Eventually I'll succeed. Because I've done it 100 times. 99 times I got it wrong. The 100th time I got it correct. That's all that matters. It doesn't matter how many times I got it wrong, as long as I get it right. And I've just learned reasons why not to do something, how not to do something, when not to do something, and I can now help other people with that. I can give them the blueprint, and I can tell them how I did it, and then they got to mold it and craft it to the best of their abilities. But they can't do it the same way I did it because their life is a little different. Their gifts are a little different. It's not going to work the same way. No matter how the instructions are to bake a cake, everyone's going to bake that cake differently. No one's going to bake the cake the same way. We all have different taste buds, so we're all looking for something different. Yes, some people might add another pinch of sugar because that's what they want. That's the flavor they want. And that's okay, as long as you're willing to live with the results of it. That's what matters. If you're okay with it, then that's all that matters. Stop worrying about the opinion of others. They're not in your shoes. They don't know what you went through. They don't know what you've been through. So their opinion don't really matter. They only see you where you're at. They didn't see where you came from. They don't see how you got there. They just see what you show them. That's why social media is such a, it's fraudulent. Because it's only showing the finished product, or it's only showing what they want you to see. You don't see those long nights, sleepless nights, headaches, the drama. You don't get to see all that. You just see the finished product. And so it makes it look like everything's all sunshine and rainbows, and it's not. I'm telling you, it's not. It can be sometime, yes. Like life is not all doom and gloom. There's going to be ups. There's going to be downs. The downs allow you to enjoy the ups. It's needed. It's necessary. But don't expect someone to leave their situation to come save you. That's not how life works. You got to figure out how to problem solve. You got to figure out how to overcome, especially the things you put yourself in. That's like, if you put yourself in there, you can get yourself out. And you learn from it. And then you share it. Stop hogging all the information. Help others. It doesn't hurt you to help others. It doesn't hurt you to give them the blueprint, because you've already done it. Who cares what they do? But I don't want anybody to fail. I want nobody to fail. I do things, anyone that know me know I do things a certain way. I like to do things a certain way. I'm a stickler for that. That doesn't mean, and I had to learn this, right? There are other ways to skin a cat. There are other ways to be successful. My way does not mean it's the only way. And that took me a long time to realize. Like, my way is not the only way. My way works for me, and it works for the people that listen. And other people have to deal with other things. But there are other ways to be successful outside of what I do. And you got to let people live their life. Stop trying to live their life for them. Everybody don't want it. The sooner you realize that, the less stressful you become. Because really, truly, our stress is because of other people. We hear what they say, we see what they do. Like, if everyone lived their life for themselves in their own, walk their own path, I promise you we can limit stress and depression. But because this world has become so outward, this world has become so, I want what he has, and I see what he has and why I don't have it, or why she has and I don't get it. It's so detrimental to your health because of social media. And I'm not saying social media is this big demon and all that. No, but how you ingest it, how you receive it can be very dangerous. But it's not truthful. You don't walk around these celebrities 24/7. You only get a glimpse of what happens And no one's going to post the bad. No one's going to post the stress. No one's going to post the drama. They only want to post what gets likes. And then it gives you this false reality like that everything's all peachy. And that's not true. Life is not all peachy. We're human. We're going to error. We're going to make mistakes. We're going to fall, get back up. Make your life your life. Focus on you. Focus on your dreams, your goals, and how you can enhance them. And your life is going to take off. If everybody stayed in their lane and focused on them, the world will be a better place. But we can't. We can't do that. Because that's not human nature. Unfortunately. But I strive for that. I'm gonna help others as much as possible. I've learned to help those that want help. It reduces stress. Chasing people is dangerous. It's unhealthy. Even if it's a relationship, it's a friendship, a mentorship, family, chasing people that don't want help is dangerous. And I don't want to say focus on you, right? That's so easy to say. Just focus on you. Don't worry about nobody else. Nah, you're gonna worry about other people because you love them, because you care about them. But I think it's a old saying: when a student's ready, the teacher will appear. Don't appear before they're ready, because it's gonna break you. It is. It's done it to me a lot. And I've learned now to focus on those that want to be focused on. And the others are coming around. But, like that's, just enjoy life, man. Like, yes, it's stressful. Yes, it's enduring. Yes, it's tough. But enjoy. It's like I said, somebody went to bed with plans, major plans, big plans, and they won't fulfill them. Unfortunately, they didn't wake up. They didn't get another day. If you're listening to this, you got another day. Make the best of it. Do everything you can. Don't waste any time. Continue to love. Continue to be patient, but also work while you're being patient. Your time is coming. You're blessed because you're alive, because you're breathing, because you're here. I love y'all. I truly, believe in y'all. Keep going. Don't stop. You're right where you need to be. If you look around, you're not where you were. And so that's progress. Keep moving. Keep pressing forward toward the mark. I love y'all. Be blessed.